Well, the time is just gone 9 minutes to 10 as we head towards the final interview this morning, and we're joined by Fayruz Mohamed, who is the first female national chairperson of the South African National Zakat Fund, and she wears many other hats as well, serving as a non-executive director to Africa's first JSE listed sustainability-linked asset-backed sukuk. In the agricultural value chain, and she's just got this passion for empowerment, women empowerment, and also established so much the first Islamic business and finance women's forum as well, amongst the many hats that Sister Fayruz Mohammed wears. Sister Fayruz, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brother Inat. Jazakallah, and shukran for having me on your show this morning.
Well, just looking at your profile, you're basically all over the show, wearing many scarves. I would say, and I wouldn't say hats, but many scarves. And just how do you cope with all of this, Fayruz?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I think for anybody that has more than one job, I think for me it's having a good support structure. And alhamdulillah, my husband does, I wouldn't say does a lot, but he shares some of the responsibilities. So that does help. And I think besides my husband, I have friends that support me in that when I'm in a meeting and I can't pick up my son, they're very keen and eager to assist. So alhamdulillah, I think it's important to have a good and sounding support structure within your environment to be able to, do what you do. And I love what I do, and I think because of that, it allows me and it motivates me and inspires me to continue to do what I do. Alhamdulillah.
Well, one word that motivates and inspires you is empowerment. And we've seen it over and over again. You are very passionate about empowerment. You embrace it, very, very closely. And at the same time, not only embracing it, but more importantly, doing something about it. And let's just talk about this passion of empowerment and why this is so special, why it means so much to you.
I think firstly, Brother Knight, we need to say that, when we speak about women empowerment, it's not an anti-male strategy that people always say. In fact, the men are allies because we need them to support and promote and even create opportunities, for our women. And it's something very passionate to me and dear to me because I remember when I grew up and wanting to, start or seek a particular career, there weren't any Muslim female role models for me to look up to. So I kind of had to, steer our direction to what's, next best. But I must say my mom has always been, my mentor and my guide because a lot of the things or the way I do things is because of what she's instilled in me. But I then realized that, by the time when I had my career and having my career, I didn't have somebody that I could, from a career perspective, go to and seek advice or support or, sometimes women, we do so many things and we so many things for people that we tend to neglect ourselves. And I never had someone that, could guide me. And I thought maybe, one day when I'm in a position that I can, be that person to somebody else, even if it's just for a short period or even just to one individual, I'd be happy to do that. And that has allowed me in my position within SANZAF to establish our first national women empowerment program where we create, opportunities or at least equal opportunities for both our women, and our men. And yes, we do focus on women empowerment and not just, during August, but throughout the year. And whether it's internally or externally through our programs, through our wellness programs, we give our women beneficiaries an opportunity to have, through the wellness program, their blood sugar tested, they have their blood pressure checked. They have various, health clinics where they discuss diabetes, cancer, for example, as well as women's forums that we have through, example, trauma counseling. We have collective, medication to chronic bedridden and disabled, where we have actually delivered the medication for them, whether it's sewing classes, whether it's upskill programs, skills development programs, but also opportunities where we can, connect. So I established through SANZAF the first Islamic Business and Finance Women's Forum. And that was inspired because when we were recognized, both Yasmina and myself, as Women Eye alumni, which was conferred by Cambridge IFA in the UK, I then realized that we don't have that kind of support within South Africa. And Islamic finance being a very niche, market in that, or at least industry where, we don't have these opportunities for women to have a career or be recognized or promoted or just kind of, recognize them or celebrate the work that they do. I then established this forum within SANZAF, but very much more to uplift each other, to give our sisters the opportunities other than just in the mainstream, to make them realize that you don't have to, compromise your religious beliefs, your deen, for example, because you're now working in a Western environment. There are opportunities within the Islamic space as well, but more to inspire them and support them and share a platform where we can, discuss these challenges, because many of our challenges are universal. It doesn't matter in which field you're in. It's basically just around giving them that support, and just foster development, for all women within that sector, and also to raise their profile. Because if I connect with somebody else in, let's say, in the finance industry, and being in the space where I'm in, people always tend to ask me, I'm looking for somebody in the finance industry, or that can do perhaps finance work, on a part-time basis. Do you know of anybody? And it would be so great to then, tap into the pool of women, of network of women that I have, and say, well, I do. I actually met somebody last week, at a workshop, and I connect them. And that's also what this, workshops are for. So we just actually had one a month or two ago in Durban. And here we, besides discussing Islamic finance, we spoke about, how very much from women in corporate. And we want to actually do this workshop in Durban and Cape Town as well. So, Brother Knight, I'm just talking here, so you need to
That's
interrupt me
fine.
if
No,
you
continue,
want to, add
continue.
anything. Okay, okay, Jazakallah. So we had the women, this IBF workshop in Durban, where we basically discussed, how women tend to deal with certain issues in the workplace. So we had the spirituality and how to maintain spirituality. We spoke about work-life balance, which is a huge challenge, I think, for many women. And alhamdulillah, I must say, since I've been in the corporate world, I've always kind of managed to, bag that one, in the sense that I've always managed to maintain my work-life balance, both from a spiritual aspect, from work, from family, as well as giving back to society. And I always tend to share, lots of those gems. And we had a lawyer from Durban, Fayruz Mohamed, sharing her gems with us as well, in terms of how she maintains a work-life balance. And then I spoke very much around, celebrating your authentic self. We always, struggle to, how do we maintain being, true to ourselves, but yet being in a space where, it's corporate, it's Muslim, and yet we, individuals, because, with social media being, very much an influence in our lives, telling us, what to do, how to eat, what to wear, how to live, that we somehow tend to forget that we are individuals in our own right, and we need to celebrate, who we are. And, that needs to come forth in what we do, because I do think that when you are, your truer self, and you stay true to yourself, with all the imperfections, that we have, with the life experiences that we've had, it's a reflection of who we are. It's our journey. It's been our growth, and in this process, we always try to encourage, our women folk to remain humble. And I always say, by being humble, we don't mean that you need to deny your strengths. It's just humility. Just means, being honest in your weaknesses. And that we all have strengths and weaknesses, but you need to accept both. So that's a
Yes, but
mouthful. Sorry.
it's clear, Sister Fairuz, that all of your efforts have not gone unnoticed, and this five-star award, influencer for the year 2023. We know about the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants, the Difference Maker Award, the Male and Guardians Power Award. For your contributions as well. So, Alhamdulillah, you are being noticed, you are being recognized throughout all this humility. But, mashallah, you've done well, and we need to applaud you. We need to congratulate you for this. But also, at the same time, I suppose, it provides you with the inspiration just to raise the bar, raise the standard, and obviously to take your passion and your desire to make a difference and empowerment to another level.
Absolutely, brother Inayat. It's it's more in terms of like when I say when we have these workshops, I get inspired so much more by the other women, by the things that they've achieved, alhamdulillah, and how they manage, to ensure that they maintain their work-life balance, etc. So it's all about, sharing tips and gems with each other, because what may have worked for me may not work for somebody else, and I may pick up, a tip from somebody else in terms of what they've done. And we just try and create the sisterhood amongst ourselves to be able to lift each other up, and as you rise, you bring somebody else up with you, and that's how we grow the pool of women to be able to have around us, and to share around the table, inshallah.
Yes, Sister Fayruz, just as a parting shot, and with what is playing out in Palestine and Gaza, how much are you inspired by the resilience, by the sacrifices, by what our Palestinian mothers, sisters, and our women go through?
I think when I when I see these pictures, and maybe it's not a good time, but it kind of if I look at the resilience, if I look at the gratitude even to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when family gets taken away, but yet they say inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, from Allah to we come and from Allah to we return. I cannot I cannot even grasp in terms of what they're feeling. And if I just look at in terms of the resilience, like you say, I can just but take a small bit of what they have, and maybe just apply to the work that we do at SANZAF, to be able to be compassionate, be in terms of sharing with humanity, etc. That at the end of the day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala choose who serves his ummah, and we are blessed and we're privileged to be part of that team. And may Allah grant them much more resilience, and grant them justice, and grant them success, and may Allah reward them for their sacrifice, and grant everybody that has been martyred Jannatul Firdaus, and accept all the good deeds. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. And may He guide us and protect us always, and may He use us to be able to serve humanity with excellence and with sincerity. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen.
I mean, Jazakallah Maaf, I see the emotion, obviously, but one cannot stop being emotional about Palestine, considering what is happening, the genocide that is unfolding, and looking at all the innocent lives. And we know, women, children, at the receiving end as well. But inshallah, we continue making dua, we continue with the struggle as well. We will continue with support. But for now, Sister Fairuz, once again, we want to congratulate you for the wonderful accolades, for the achievements, and inshallah, Allah Ta'ala accept your efforts, Allah reward your efforts, and more importantly, to continue with the good work. I'm sure we will connect at some point in time in the future, but for now, Jazakallah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah, brother Inayat.
Fayruz Mohamed joining us, the first national chairperson for the South African National Zakah Fund. And with that, we're going to be signing off, and I'll be back with you once again tomorrow, inshallah. Let us continue making dua. Let us continue in doing whatever we can in our service to humanity, and particularly at this point in time, the need of the hour is Palestine. So let us give it all, and let us make sacrifices, even though we are in the silly season, we are in holiday mode. But remember, there is no holiday, there is no holiday, there is no picnic out in Gaza at this point in time. People are dying by the hour, by the minute, by the second. People are dying, starving, no water, no food, no medicine, all of this. And you and I are their voices at this point in time. So let us continue to do what we have to. Next up is going to be Juz 7 by Sheikh Yasin Al-Dosari, and Juz 8 by Sheikh Yasin Al-Dosari. And with that, I'm going to be signing off from myself in the team at Salam Media. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.